How y'all are? I'm glad for you to see me. I guarantee it's me, Simon Smith, and I'm here with a review of Full Gear for November 7th, 2020. Um, you know, on the pre-show, the NWA Women's Championship was uh, being held, and between Allison Kay versus Serena Deeb. Um, I really wasn't into this, but Serena Deeb did uh, co- come out the victor in this. Uh, Now let's move on to the pay per view. The number uh, the number one contenders championship for the AEW championship, whatever it is. Finals kicked off the show, which is between Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. Great match. Great way to kick off a show. I love this match. Um, I you know I love even though I called it before when they first announced this, it lived up to the expectations. Kenny Omega won, which means he's the number one champion, number one contender for the AEW championship. Next up, we have Orange Cassidy versus John Silver of the Dark Order. Um, Another great match. Uh, you know, if you've been watching my stuff, I'm an Orange Cassidy fan. Which he actually won that match. Next up is the TNT Championship match between Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes, which they actually announced him as Cody Rhodes, which I was shocked by, but also happy to hear that he can actually use his last name. Uh, Believe it or not, another hell of a match. Everybody showed up for this event. Uh, Darby Allin ends up winning the TNT Championship. Um, Next up is a women's AEW Championship match between Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose. Uh, Vicky Guerrero, of course, tries to get involved. Sharita ends up winning retaining the heavyweight championship, I should say. That and Becky Guerrero goes into this little hissy fit after the match and actually ends up slapping Nyla Rose, which I was expecting her to actually attack Becky after that, which she didn't. I wonder why they didn't have her just attack Becky after that. Next up is the AEW Tag Team Championship match for Young Bucks versus FTR. Uh, this is one match I thought never would happen. I was uh, hoping for when FTR was actually the revival in WWE. Um, it's a dream match. Uh, you know, you, they one hell of a match. You know, it looked like both the Young Bucks, were were pretty banged up most of the match, but they end up winning the tag team championships in the end. Um, Next up is we have the elite deletion match between at the compound between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. Uh, you know, I always love these elite deletion matches or whatever they call them on the Hardy compound. Um, of all people, you know, private party was there because they're hanging out with Matt Hardy anyway. Uh, Santana and Ortiz show up and during the match, but of all the people that showed up, it was Gangrel and uh, the Hurricane shows up, which Gangrel actually has a hurricane tied up, which Matt Hardy and the Street Profits go after Gangrel, and Matt gets uh, Hurricane's untied. Hurricane gets thrown in the uh, pot, pond and comes back as a reporter, gets thrown in again, comes back as Hurricane Helms. Uh, Matt Hardy, winsless. Uh, Sammy Guevara actually was bleeding pretty bad after he went through the tables outside the ring. Um, Next up is like the Lance Archer and Jake Roberts segment, uh, where Lance Archer just wants to, beat people up. Like, what else is new? Uh, Next up is the Chris Jericho versus MJF. If MJF wins, he gets in the inner circle. Um, MJF actually uh, wins this. Chris Jericho and MJF put on one hell of a show. It just seemed like every match was trying to up the game from the last match, which they actually end up doing. And MJF actually ends up winning. Like which is good for him. Now I'm wondering what's going to happen with the inner circle once he gets in. Since he's in there, what's going to happen? Are they actually going to divide between the two, where Jericho has Sammy and like uh, uh, Ortiz and like MJF has others, because we all know Sammy, and so what other guy doesn't want them in the inner circle. Uh, Next up, it's the main event of the evening, which is the I Quit match for the AEW Heavyweight Championship between Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. That was one hell of a I Quit match. Barbed wire bats, uh, then them fighting all over the place. You know, Eddie Kingston took the barbed wire off the bat and was hitting Moxley with it. Moxley ends up using the same barbed wire on Eddie Kingston, you know, to get the victory. So Eddie Kingston ends up actually losing. Moxley retains his title. Um, it looks like nothing's going on in the chat room. Uh, so I don't know how much longer I'll keep the stream going. Um, I have a movie review coming out tomorrow. I hope you guys watch that and like it. I will end the stream right here. Until next time, please make sure you spread peace and love. I love you all.